Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So we've recently spoken a lot about Lucio, Ana and Bastion, but now we're actually going to go back to a hero that we haven't really talked about in a while, and that is D.Va. I'm sure we all remembered the dreaded Season 3 in which tanks, and especially D.Va in particular, were incredibly hard to deal with. D.Va has since then been nerfed, putting her in a very different spot compared to before. Her current state has definitely changed up the way D.Va needs to be played, but has also just made it overall less viable. There's been a lot of discussion about this on the Overwatch Battle.net forums, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the developer's standpoint, whether D.Va is looking to be changed anytime soon again, how D.Va has to be played right now, what the community's thoughts are on this.
Let's begin with the developer's standpoint on this, so we know what approach they are taking before we get into discussing the gameplay situation. It's actually been a little while since we heard anything about D.Va at all, and last time was actually back on the 3rd of March from Jeff Goodman, and the comment went as follows. I have talked about D.Va changes in the past, but unfortunately it just isn't what people want to hear. I understand that people are frustrated that she lost a bit of her bully nature before and really want to play her in that way again. The reality is she was too good at too many things and something had to give. I know that, given the choice, many people would sacrifice power from her tools like Defense Matrix if it allowed for her to be played in a more super aggressive role like she did for a time. Overall, the concept of a giant mech wreaking havoc and dealing a ton of damage as an offense or defense hero is a cool one, but D.Va just isn't built for that. That said, clearly there is a strong desire for that kind of hero, and it certainly would be sweet to make another mech type hero in that space. So that's something for us to consider looking forward. Judging from this and the fact that the developers have stayed quiet since, I assume they don't want to mess with D.Va either before they've properly analyzed Orisa's impact on the game. Meaning that any changes to D.Va or any statement about this, at least anytime soon, wouldn't really make much sense, and I don't really expect to hear anything at least this week.
These changes to D.Va have been out for some time, but we've only really properly experienced the latest D.Va changes with 3 weeks of Season 4 before Orisa's hit the live servers. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on whether you think D.Va's situation will change up a bit now that Orisa is in the game, but we can't obviously give you a direct verdict on that since Orisa went live so recently. I do think there are some transferable skills between the two heroes, so maybe if you played a lot of D.Va and are unfulfilled by what she is now, then Orisa might be a good option to pick up at the moment. Anyway, in early Season 4, it looked like D.Va might be used a lot more with the new Bastion. She basically allowed Reinhardt to rest his shield when defending Bastion, but also being able to chase an enemy Bastion and to shut him down as well. After the slight Bastion nerf, we still see this combo a little bit now and again, but just a lot less. D.Va's pick rate has overall dropped a little bit, at least according to third-party websites and our own ranked experiences. Her playstyle has been forced to change heavily due to how much faster the mech dies now, so from going to be able to bully heroes on her own, she now has to stay with her team a lot more than just diving in. Just like Jeff Goodman expressed in the post highlighted earlier in this video. We find ourselves playing a lot more of the other tanks though, so there's no doubt of the adjustment of the hero, and the change of playstyle that has come in has had a negative effect on D.Va and her situation. Is she completely useless? No. But is she worse than she was before? Yeah, we'd say so.
To close this video off, we wanted to mention some of the community thoughts and just actually explain to you the situation on the Battle.net forums and other places of the internet where D.Va's viability is discussed a whole lot. So many of you watching these videos might have actually not been to the Battle.net forums that much. The Battle.net and Overwatch forums are used quite a lot, but I often hear of people that haven't really been on there enough to get a good gauge of what that space is actually like. So first off, there are a lot of posts that get shut down and redirected to other discussion megathreads. We've seen a couple such as D.Va seems kinda not good. Seeing all these D.Va posts every day, ... you'd think the devs would actually clear everything up. And other posts with those sort of titles. Now, what I read at the start of the video about Jeff Goodman saying that this is not what people want to hear, but I would also like to say that this type of discussion is very important, and it is also extremely important to keep this to the Overwatch Battle.net forum. This forum, along with r/Overwatch, are both used a lot by the developers, but when it comes to balance and this type of feedback, the forums are a lot better. So please do go on there and give the developers your feedback, because the situation right now is basically that a lot of D.Va posts are being made. Pretty much all of them are being redirected to the mega thread post, which I might add is on its part 10 right now due to hitting the post cap fairly quickly, and it definitely is an interesting discussion with a lot of good information in the mega thread. I'll leave the link to that thread in the description below, so I definitely recommend you checking that out. But basically the situation on the Battle.net forums is definitely a lot better than some people make it out to be, but like we've said in the past, it's very important to stay rational, try to be fairly neutral as well when giving feedback to the developers so they actually take it to heart.
And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. Do let us know what you think of the changes to D.Va. Do you think she needs buffing? Is she okay where she is? Is it just a sort of bad time for her almost? Whilst Blizzard have stayed rather resolute on the topic, I wouldn't be surprised to see some little changes here and there for D.Va down the line for sure. But Orisa and D.Va are fairly similar with what they can offer to a team, mostly with the damage that they can put out. So maybe this is why we haven't seen any changes for D.Va for quite some time, simply because Orisa might be able to handle it. Who knows on that one, but do let us know in the comments below what you think, and until next time, take care, we'll see you then.